Hi everyone! This video is the fifth lecture in our crash course in morphology. In this session, we're diving into the different types of words based on how many morphemes they contain. If you remember our previous talks about morphemes, morphs, and allomorphs, you're all set. Those ideas will really help today. And if you're just joining us now, no worries. You can always check out the earlier videos in the series to catch up and follow along smoothly. In this lecture, we're exploring the morphological types of words. Basically, how words are formed and how many morphemes they have. You'll learn what makes a word monomorphemic, bimorphemic, or polymorphemic word, with clear examples for each. By the end, you'll be able to spot and analyze words based on their morphemic makeup, a key skill for anyone studying morphology. So let's get started. When we use this phrase, morphological types of words, we're talking about how words are classified based on their internal structure. Basically, how many morphemes, the smallest units of meaning they contain. In morphology, this means looking at whether a word is made of one morpheme, simple, or several morphemes, more complex. This classification helps us understand how words are formed and how meaning grows when morphemes come together. So in simple words, morphological types of words just means types of words according to how many meaningful parts they have. It's all about breaking words down into their building blocks to see how language constructs meaning piece by piece. So morphologically, three types of words are found in all languages. First types of word is monomorphemic, and second types of word is bimorphemic final, and third type is trimorphemic. This third is also known with two different names like polymorphemic word or multimorphemic word. So don't get yourself confused over it. These three names refer to the same type. A monomorphemic word is a word that has only one morpheme, just a single, complete meaning unit. It can't be broken down into smaller meaningful parts. What you see is what you get. These words are considered simple and indivisible in morphology. The key idea here is one single free morpheme equals one full meaning. Examples include car, brown, linguist, domain, and entire. Each one is a complete word all by itself. As it the obvious from the name bi means two, so a bimorphemic word is made up of two morphemes, two meaningful parts joined together. Each part contributes something to the word's overall meaning. Think of it like a small word puzzle, one word plus one affix. And when we have to divide the bimorphemic words, we can break it down only in two parts. No more, no less. The key idea: two morphemes working together to build a new or more specific meaning. For example, linguistics, clashes, climbing, all can be broken into two morphemes each. A polymorphemic or trimorphemic or multimorphemic word contains more than two morphemes, or we can say many morphemes. These words can then be divided into many morphemes because these words are structurally complex, built by stacking several morphemes together. Each added morpheme brings extra meaning or grammatical information. The key takeaway: asterisk, the more morphemes a word has, the more layers of meaning it carries, the more complex structure it has. Examples words like internationalism, constitutionally, and hunters all have multiple morphemes combining to express rich meaning. Let's look at all three types side by side to see how they differ. A monomorphemic word has just one morpheme. It's complete on its own and can't be divided any further. Examples: car, brown, domain. These words comprised of one morpheme. A bimorphemic word contains two morphemes. Usually a word and an affix both add meaning. Examples: clashes, clash plus es, climbing, climb plus ing, linguistics, linguist plus ics. All of these words made up of two morphemes. A polymorphemic or multimorphemic word has three or more morphemes, giving it a layered structure. Examples: internationalism, constitutionally, and hunters. All of these words have many morphemes. +1. The key takeaway: as the number of morphemes increases, so does the complexity and the richness of meaning each word can express. When it comes to this question, who introduced the idea of morphological types of words? The answer is that the idea of morphological types of words didn't come from one single linguist. It actually grew out of the structuralist approach to studying language. The real starting point goes back to Leonard Bloomfield's 1933 in his book, Language, where he introduced the idea of breaking words into their smallest meaning units, morphemes. Bloomfield's work basically laid the foundation for modern morphological analysis. His approach focused on analyzing words based on their morphemic composition, how many morphemes they contain. Later on, American structuralist linguists like Zelig Harris and Charles Hockett and others built on his ideas and began classifying words by how many morphemes they contain. That's how we ended up with the familiar terms monomorphemic, bimorphemic, and polymorphemic. This led to the categories we used in morphology today. Now, the next question rises about the universality of this morphological classification of word. Can we fairly apply this on the all-language of the world? And the answer is yes. This classification is universal and fundamental in morphological analysis because it's descriptive, not language-specific. You can apply it to any language, whether it's English, Urdu, Arabic, Japanese, or others, as long as the language has words that can be broken down into smaller meaningful units, morphemes. However, the number of morphemes in a word may vary across languages, depending on their morphological structure. So while the concept mono-by-polymorphemic applies everywhere, the frequency and complexity differ depending on how morphology works in each language. Let's see how these morphological types appear in different languages, starting with English. In English, we have books bimorphemic, book plus s, teacher bimorphemic, teach plus internationalism polymorphemic, built from several meaningful parts, inter plus nation plus al plus ism. In Turkish, look at evlerinizden, it means from your houses. It's just one word, but contains multiple morphemes. That's why Turkish is considered highly polymorphemic. And in Chinese, the word shu, meaning book, is monomorphemic, a single unit of meaning. Chinese is mostly in monomorphemic language, where each word usually equals one morpheme. So across languages, the concept stays the same, but the number of morphemes per word varies depending on the language's morphological type. The morphological classification system has some characteristics which distinguish this system from others. First, it is descriptive as nature. It means this classification is used to describe how words actually occur in a language, not to set rules for how they should occur. It's based on observation, not on correction. Linguists observe words and describe them according to their morphemic structure, so we can say it is descriptive, not prescriptive. Second, T is qualitative because it focuses on the nature and structure of words. Linguists use this approach to understand the composition and function of morphemes within words. Third, yes, it also has a quantitative dimension because it counts how many morphemes a word contains. The classification itself, mono by tri-poly, is based on number 1, 2, or more morphemes. So at a basic level, this categorization is numerically grounded. You can measure and compare words by morpheme count. In short, the morphological classification of words is descriptive in method, qualitative in structure, and quantitative in its numerical basis, morpheme count. That's all for this lecture. In the next one, we'll dive into the 3 main elements that shape words: root, base, and stem. You'll learn what each term means, how they differ, and why they matter in understanding how words grow and change. We'll also look at clear English examples to make everything easy to follow. Got questions? Drop them in the comments. And don't forget to stay tuned for our next lecture on roots, bases, and stems in morphology. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Your room to learn is just a click away. Like and subscribe today.